Hi, I'm Garm1, and this is Midgardia's Cool Crowdfunding Show. I'm here Dave Simone and Mattia. How's it going?
Fine, thank you.
Fine, fine.
So, you're here today to tell us about VHS, Very Horror Stories. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah, sure. So, Very Horror Stories is a horror role-playing game, our fourth role-playing game, and inspired by classic horror movies from the 70s to the 90s, like Halloween, Hellraiser, The Thing, and so on. In the game, player play as survivors. We'll have to manage to escape or defeat the monster that will hunt them, whether to kill them, to possess them, or simply to make them lose their minds. For example, they will have to escape in a forest while a mad killer armed with a knife or a chainsaw is hunting them, or try to complete a ritual to send a demon back to its dimension, maybe a Kandarian demon like in Evil Dead, or even survive in a spaceship drifting in deep space with an alien on board. And everything in this game is inspired by vintage horror movies. Even the aesthetics, in fact, the game boxes are videotape shaped. And this is
Yeah,
the
no,
overview, general overview.
the game boxes are what really caught my eye, because it's like a VHS that you unfold into the map, right? Like,
Yeah. I
that's...
can also show here
Oh, right on.
is like this, and this is a box. Inside it will be rule books. Oh, nice get.
Yeah,
Rule book, maps, sheet, token, and all the stuff to play.
right on, right on. And yeah, no, that's just super cool. Like,
Thank you.
uh, so, can you tell me a little bit about the scenarios included in VHS?
Mattia, please.
Yeah, sure. So there's gonna be for now three main scenarios, three main settings. The first one is Bloodlust, which is gonna cover, mechanic-wise, rule-wise. Of course, there's gonna be a general rule set for all the game, but every setting is gonna be have a little different rules to capture the different spirits. So you got Bloodlust, which is dedicated to the super classic slashers. So you want to do your Halloween remake, your own Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and so on. You got Bloodlust. Then you got Overplayed, which is for more the scientific sci-fi horror. So you got your aliens, your Predator, and so on, which is gonna be a little bit more action oriented because you're gonna have laser guns and things like that. So it's gonna be a little bit more combat. And then you got Unchained, which is a supernatural horror. So you want to do your Hellraiser, your Wishmaster, which is a movie which I think not many people know, especially here in Italy, but it's a pretty cool horror movie.
I know it.
You got your nice your Wishmaster, your Leprechaun, and things like that. So you got Overplayed for that. You got Unchained for that, which is gonna be again. You're gonna face a different kind of monster, of supernatural origin.
Right on, right on. So, how did this project come about? Like, how did you decide we're going to make sweet horror games and like put all the maps on a folding VHS cassette?
Well, I am a lover of everything that reminds me of when I was a kid, and even though I was and still I am sometimes very afraid of horror movies, I've always been fascinated by them. Once I saw 31, the movie by Rob Zombie, the 2020, I think, 2021, or maybe 2019. So, and then I said to myself that for a role-playing game, it would be perfect to try to recreate the atmosphere of an horror movie. There aren't many role-play games of this genre in Italy, at least, and it's not easy to render the setting and the game system. So it was also a challenge that I gladly took up. And of course, I repeat, I'm a lover of everything that is vintage. So when I took a VHS in my hands, it feels like I'm returning when I was a kid. So it would be perfect to put in a role play.
Right on, right on. And yeah, like all the aesthetic stuff looks wonderful. Like the only thing you're missing is the soundtrack on cassette. Tragedy.
Yeah, yeah. Some other told me that, and it would be a little bit tricky to put the soundtrack in the video tape. But for the
Yeah.
future, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, VHS 2.
Yeah, why not?
Um, yeah, so the expected playtime of any one of these scenarios is like about an hour and a half. Is that about right?
Yeah, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. The time for a movie,
Yeah.
and it's specifically built for one session, one shot session, but it could be extended in three, maybe two, three session, or also more if you want to do the sequel of the movie.
Yeah, it really depends if you want to take your time, preparing the settings and the players. Maybe you do a whole introductory section. You don't use maps or anything. You do all theater of the mind. You just role play, and the classic moment in the horror movies where everything is all right, and then towards the end of the session, everything starts going to crap, and then you go to session 2, and everything has gone to crap, and you have to survive.
Yes, the obligatory establishing everybody's personality in as little time as possible segment.
Yeah. Maybe you want to take a little bit of time there, and then make them run for their lives.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, just this looks really cool. I can't get past how sweet the VHS cassette design is, and like the slipcase for the rules. And no, that's inspired. Like I can't say that enough.
Thank you.
Any other aspects that you'd like to bring up?
Maybe we can talk about the game system a
Yeah,
little
for
bit.
sure.
Mattia, do you want to say something about it?
Yeah, well, the system is extremely simple. Like all the games that Simone made, the especially the newer ones, he tries to make the system as simple as possible, which is a good thing, for as an introductory way. You don't have to actually do math, but just maybe roll a couple of dice and see the results. So it's in the specific case of VHS, is a roll under system, which is, I mean, one of the simplest ever been. You just have a number, and you get a roll under that, basically no modifiers, and you see if there is a success or not. And just Simona, interrupt me if I talk too much and you want to add the stuff. You're the author. I'm just here to help. So,
I'm
and
listening, and I doing.
what when I first read the quick start and started reading the rules, one thing that I really like is that in character creation and in monster creation, because the director can create his own monster in a very similar way that the players create their characters. It's kind of a halfway between a mechanical system and an actually a narrative system, because you have your stats, your strength, your speed, etc., etc., and certain skills that you picked from the manual. But for example, you have a special ability that you actually you build from the ground up. You build in a narrative way. Of course, there's limits to what this ability can do, but you choose it for yourself, so you can really have something that is very unique. Both the player, the characters, and the monster can have that. So each character is gonna feel really unique. It's mine. He can do this, and only my character can do this thing, which
Right.
is, I think, it's really cool.
So there's a pretty good degree of replayability with that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right on, right on. It just looks cool. And yeah, the price point is like €35 for the it's for the digital pack.
Yeah, it's not simply a PDF of a rulebook, but you can. It's got all the material to set in Roll20 and other platform, other virtual tabletop, virtual table gaming. Sorry,
Yeah.
and so it builds a little bit better than a simple PDF of a manual.
Right on. And it's still the pandemic, so That's good to have.
Yeah, sure.
And then the price point.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And then the price point for the full thing, which comes with a movie poster too, which is sick. That's €95. That's not bad
Yeah.
for like at least 3 full nights of gaming
Yeah.
and custom dice. Can you tell me a little bit about the custom dice actually?
Oh, custom dice are inspired by the Box of Le Marchand by Hellraiser. And initially it was only 2 of them, the yellow ones. And then we're going to create the other 4. So the yellow dice are for the calm state. So when your character is in a calm state, roll the yellow dice. When he's in fear state, roll the red dice. When in shock state, roll the blue dice. So just for a little bit of aesthetic, better aesthetic. So
It's a nice touch.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of really cool stuff in here. Like, please, if you're watching this, look at the Kickstarter while you're listening to this interview. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Please.
Like, the art is super good. Like, you have the theme nailed, and that is great. Hello,
Yeah.
Cannon. Yes, you can lay back down, buddy. Come on.
No way I'm going
No.
down.
Back laying down. There we go. Yeah, anything else you guys would like to bring up that I haven't touched on yet?
Well, this time I don't think. Mattia, can we
Well,
say
again,
something?
I think that one thing that it's good to stress is the degree of customization that it has, because again, with the game, there's gonna be every setting is gonna have pre-made characters, monsters, maps, stories, sessions, or films, as they are called. So you're gonna have a ton of stuff that you can start playing immediately. But there's gonna be there are a lot of rules that explain how you can make your own everything. I mean, your own characters, your own monster, your own film, your own map. If you have the skill, if you're actually good at that stuff and not completely incapable like me at making drawings and things like that. It explains all those stuff. So you can start playing immediately with the pre-made stuff, to get a feel of the game if you want, and then you can start to make your own. If there is maybe a movie that you really like, you can actually make the monster and the characters from that movie, or make something completely unique. It's up to the people who's gonna have the game. So it's again, as we said, there is a large margin of replayability, because basically you can have one session a week with your friends and every time make something a different session, and that's gonna last like a lot of time if you want.
Can I run the same characters through multiple films as some sort of horrible long-running series?
Oh, if you can't survive so long, you're welcome.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, another uncle died, and I've inherited another cabin in the woods.
Yeah, I love that too. Or maybe
Let's go
you can
check it.
yeah. Maybe you can play even an Ash in
Yeah.
Evil Dead, and for the second session or the third session, you have the chainsaw in your hand.
Yeah, you lose the occasional body part, and then maybe you get frozen, and you end up fighting aliens in the future, and
Yeah.
then you go back in time and fight demons in the past. Stuff
Just
happens.
it just keeps happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every day. Every day.
Another magic box. Why?
God damn it.
Don't touch that, you fools. Yeah. Well, it's been great talking to you. This is a wonderful project, and I believe it's already fully funded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
by-
it's way over.
by like 500%. Yeah, and for those of you watching at home, as of the time this video comes out, there's gonna be like 5 days left. Please go back this. Look, it's really cool. You'll have fun, and there's digital versions ready for Roll20, so you don't even have to have friends nearby. like I don't. Yeah, no, and again, thank you for coming on. This is great.
Thanks to you.
Yeah. If you're watching this, go click the link. Why are you still here? I mean,
Please do it.
finish watching the video for like my algorithm stuff, but also click the link. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.